Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful way of thinking for entrepreneurs, a mental model that basically acts like a compass when you're lost in the chaos of building a business. It's called systems thinking.
You know that feeling? You're juggling a dozen different priorities, constantly putting out fires. You feel like you're reacting way more than you're actually building. If that sounds familiar, then this explainer is 100% for you. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the founder's fog. Then, we'll find our compass for complexity, see how the compass works, learn to chart your course, and finally, we'll find your true north. Let's dive right in.
Okay, Section 1, the founder's fog. This is all about that feeling of being completely swamped in a world that's just, well, dynamic and chaotic. It's a place most founders know all too well.
You know, the way most of us are wired to think about problems is super simple, cause and effect. A causes B. But in a startup, oh man, everything is connected. That straightforward approach, it just completely falls apart. It's kind of like trying to navigate a huge, dense forest with a map of a single, straight road. It's useless.
So this is the big shift we have to make. We've got to move away from that simple straight line map where A just leads to B and then C. We need to start seeing the entire landscape for what it is, a complex, tangled web of relationships and feedback loops.
So if that old map is totally broken, what are we supposed to use instead? Well, that's the thing. We don't need a better map of that one road. We need a compass that works everywhere in the forest. And this is our compass. Systems thinking is really a mindset. It helps you see the patterns, the connections that are really driving your venture's success or its failure. It's all about stepping back so you can see the entire forest, not just the tree right in front of you.
All right, so let's get into the specifics. How does this compass actually work? If we can understand its key features, we can start to get our bearings in pretty much any situation.
First thing, and this is absolutely fundamental, you have to get that in your business. Everything, and I mean everything, is connected. A new marketing campaign isn't just a marketing thing. Nope. It's going to affect your sales team's pipeline, it's going to put new demands on your operations, and it'll generate feedback that needs to get back to product development. Nothing ever happens in a vacuum.
Next up, we have feedback loops. Now, I want you to think of these as the hidden engines inside your system. Some are reinforcing loops. They amplify things, they drive growth. Others are balancing loops. They stabilize things. And sometimes they're what's holding you back. The real trick is learning to spot them. And here is a beautiful, perfect example of a reinforcing loop in action. Happy customers, they don't just stay with you, they bring in their friends through referrals. Then those new customers get happy, and that positive cycle just keeps growing and amplifying itself. Your job is to find these good loops and pour gasoline on them.
Okay, this brings us to one of the most powerful ideas in all of systems thinking, leverage points. Instead of trying to fix 10 different things at once, you find that one small, strategic push that creates a massive, lasting change across the whole system. It is the absolute best way to work smarter, not harder.
Okay, so we understand the compass, but how do we actually use it to chart a course for our company? Let's make this super practical. So here's a framework that really puts that compass into practice. It's basically a 5-step process that takes you from just slapping band-aids on problems to actually finding root causes, identifying those powerful growth levers, and ultimately building a much smarter, more resilient organization.
So a great technique for redefining problems is what's called the 5 whys. Say your sales are down. Don't just immediately offer a discount. Ask why they're down. And whatever the answer is, ask why that's happening. You keep digging, you keep asking why, until you get past all the surface level stuff and find the real systemic issue.
The good news is, you don't have to do all this in your head. There are some simple but really powerful tools for this journey. Causal loop diagrams help you actually draw out those feedback loops. We just talked about the 5 whys. Stock and flow diagrams help you see how things build up or get used over time. And scenario planning lets you game out how your system might react to whatever the future throws at it.
So finally, let's talk about the destination. Where does using this compass actually lead you? What is the true north for an entrepreneur who thinks this way?
The ultimate goal here is to totally transform how you operate. When you really embrace this, you shift from being a firefighter, constantly reacting to daily emergencies, to becoming an architect, intelligently and proactively designing a business that can adapt, thrive, and actually last. I think this quote just nails it. Systems thinking is the entrepreneur's compass, helping them navigate the turbulent seas of innovation and build businesses that last. See, it's not just about speed. It's about navigating skillfully so you can build something that's truly built to last.
So as we wrap this up,
I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. What is the single most powerful leverage point in your business right now? What is that one small, focused change you could make today that would create the biggest positive ripple effect across your entire system? Find it. That's your next move.